Just when you thought things were over and done with, we have ourselves a bunch of extra information that I just had to go out there and make yet another video about. You could be wondering to yourself, hey, why do you gotta keep on beating the same topics into the ground, always making videos about the same one thing over and over again? Honestly, the real answer is, I'm not really too great of a content creator. I just like to take a look at talking points and make videos about whatever it is that I see, and usually what happens is, I make whatever videos I make, and then I open Twitter and I realize there's another thing to the conversation that we didn't talk about before. Yeah, it's kind of an irresponsible content creator style, but to be honest, I've never really proclaimed myself as being all too great anyways. This video feed is a lot more like a radio show after all, it's mostly commentary based, so what I wanted to do was go over some of the extra details that have been revealed about the Patrik Laine situation in Columbus, and just how dire everything really is, because I think, at first glance, a lot of these things that we're talking about weren't really all too apparent up until we had some insiders going out there and talking about them. So, just in case you needed the scoop, all the drama from yesterday has been documented on this YouTube channel, but the Sparks Notes version of it is that earlier yesterday morning, we had ourselves some comments from Patrik Laine. He talked some mad crap about the Columbus Blue Jackets, he called them losers essentially, and the Blue Jackets themselves did not like that at all. They were targeting him in the game, they were hitting him like crazy, he got removed from the game, and then we had ourselves Zach Werenski making some post-game commentary discussing how he was very upset with what Patrik Laine had said. We were nothing but good teammates to this guy, we were nothing but good friends to this guy, so for him to say that is BS, he literally called it BS in the interview. And so all of these aspects have been discussed on this YouTube channel already, but let's go out there and read some of the extra stuff from BPM earlier this morning that go out there and pretty much confirm everything that we're saying. Firstly, we had today's 4 a.m. broadcast, which, of course, was 7 a.m. in Montreal. I'll leave a link in the description to the BPM Sports link, as well as a HabsFanatics.com article that goes out there and transcribes what Renaud Lavoie spoke about on the BPM radio show. Here's the excerpt. The Columbus Blue Jackets were hitting Laine in specific areas, and the Blue Jackets players knew exactly what they were doing. And it worked. He was forced to leave the game. I think, most likely, someone somewhere decided that he shouldn't return to the game. The objective for Columbus was to take him out of this matchup. And if that is the case, if that's the conclusion that the Montreal Canadiens coaching staff people came up with, then hey, good on them for shutting this entire thing down. It was very clear that the Patrik Laine situation sparked a lot of angry feelings the opposite way, especially when you look at some of the other updates that we had learned. Take a look at this. It's another article, this one on donlescoulisses.com. Video tribute to Patrik Laine, the Blue Jackets changed their minds. This will also be linked in the description, but it goes out there and writes this. According to what Marc Denis reported during the game between the Canadiens and the Blue Jackets in RDS, Laine's comments caused a big reaction in Columbus. The Blue Jackets had even prepared a video tribute for the Finn, but ultimately changed their minds after hearing the comments that he made. The guy was even booed by Columbus supporters just before the start of the game. And this is really big, too, to hear that apparently the Blue Jackets had some sort of a video tribute that they canned. They totally just scrapped because they were like, yeah, no, screw this guy. Sorry. We have no reason to acknowledge you now because you just talk so much crap about our organization and nobody's going to want to hear it. And if you take a look at this was also on the broadcast yesterday. Marc Denis was interviewing Mathieu Olivier, who happens to be a friend of Laine's. It seems like your team has been targeting Patrik Laine tonight. Does that have anything to do with his comments earlier today, perhaps? Olivier responded saying, no comment. Now that, of course, is maybe a little bit untruthful when you consider what Zach Werenski said after the game, saying that those comments really pissed them all off in the locker room. And now, when you take a look at how things are today, Patrik Laine is officially, as of this afternoon, listed as day-to-day by the Montreal Canadiens. I guess we'll have to wait and see him in a few days if they just pulled him out for the game to avoid him getting targeted, or if he really aggravated the shoulder. My guess, unfortunately, by HFTV Sports, is the latter. And that would totally be devastating if Patrik Laine did get injured in some sort of a re-aggravated shoulder contact with the Columbus Blue Jackets faithful yesterday. You could tell they were going out to get him, and it's been kind of floating around on social media too, especially with this graphic posted by HFTV, but apparently, I can't really find the quote itself, but there are so many people going out there and talking about this. HFTV tweeted this, that Renaud Lavoie said the Blue Jackets were targeting Laine's previously injured shoulder. And then Nasher, the Nasher, went out there and responded saying, hey, this can't be a real tweet. 1, the shoulder is a typical point of contact for any clean body check. Each hit was clean and not malicious. Number 2, literally every body part in Laine has been previously injured at one point or another. And 3, Laine tried to lay a big hit and he got absolutely bodied by Voronkov, who had the puck instead. Stay classy. Take it up with the reporter, not us. We're just re-explaining the info. What do you have to deny the report by Renaud Lavoie? And so, this is definitely getting very big, maybe much bigger than anybody really anticipated. And ultimately, when you dive into what sparked this, sure, I'm not going to say that the comments that Laine made were necessarily wrong, nor were they necessarily harmless, but at the same time, I mean, to go from that to what we have now, where Laine is even getting, I don't want to say like harassed, but there are a lot of people going out there and talking about him on social media. Don't even get me started on that therapist that went out there and tweeted about him in a very, ironic way, we'll just say. Maybe they're going out there trying to grab some more clients. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But there's been so much buzz about Patrik Laine and this situation in Columbus that now it's almost like the NHL's biggest comeback feel-good story has taken an entirely different turn. Like, just a week ago, everybody was talking about, oh yeah, Laine has more power play goals than most NHL teams in the past few weeks. He's been such an amazing story for Montreal that when you think about the highs, oh yeah, we'd experienced the highs. Maybe the lows too, even, with that Cedric Parekh hit. But I guess if you're going on this roller coaster of a season that is the NHL year, you get the lows from Cedric Parekh, you get the highs from Laine's debut and his crazy point production streak, and then you get the lows once again when you see this drama going on with Columbus. He sparks an entire city ablaze on fire with anger and disrespect. Zach Werenski comments on it. The Blue Jackets apparently cancel their video tribute for Laine, and he gets taken out. He's day-to-day now, and we gotta wait and see what happens as the week goes on. So if you're a Columbus Blue Jackets fan, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about all this drama with Patrik Laine? How do you respond to it? I know we had talked about this in all the other comment sections of the prior videos, but with this extra information being revealed, Renaud Lavoie saying that they were apparently targeting his shoulder in particular, that they really were trying to get the guy, how there was a video tribute that was planned and that was canned, and how now Laine is day-to-day. How do you respond to all of this? What are your opinions about the situation in Columbus? And if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, what do you have to say for this as well? Obviously, this doesn't really concern the Habs. Like, this is more so of a Blue Jacket story than it is a Montreal story. And I guess the Blue Jackets also had the last laugh since they won the game yesterday. Kirill Marchenko, absolutely fantastic. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Either way, what are your opinions about this Laine situation getting spicier? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.